Hello, everyone. It's me, MrGamingGuitarist, and I am making this video on my phone because I still don't have my laptop. It's still in the pawn shop, and I still don't have my car back yet. Anyway, I'm mentioning those things because that's what I said in my head as excuses to not make this current video right now, because I have spent way too much time being scared and being lazy. And I'm making this video to tell you about how to not be scared and not be lazy anymore by me, a person who has been scared and lazy his entire life. So, I'll give you a good example. I woke up and my trash can was overflowing, and it's been like that for 2 days. I did not want to take the trash out because my subconscious mind is so used to that habit of not doing things to keep yourself tidy, for not doing things that you should be doing, and you're so used to not doing it that your brain just says, well, fuck it, I'm not gonna do it. So that continues on and on and on and on until something happens in your life, and in this case we're going to use the trash can example, where something happens where you can't ignore it anymore. And for me, there were so many goddamn flies in this house. And when I say house, I'm not saying I have a house. I live in a mobile home. It's very tiny. And actually, that can go on to a good other topic. But anyways, let's keep using the trash can as an example. I was so sick and tired of seeing all these damn flies around that I said, okay, fine, I'll do it. So I did it, and then finally I took the trash bag out of the trash can, I set it down, tied it up, took it outside, walked over to where the dumpster is, tossed that fucking thing in there, came back, and finally, guess what happened? A lot less flies, and I finally felt relieved for it. And the biggest thing that I've learned from that subject about being lazy is if you're doing, it's funny because the pain that you think you're going to feel from doing that for such a long time, that pain is nothing compared to the relief that you are going to feel after you finally do it. Okay? Because, like, I can tell you right now, I feel so relieved right now that I'm actually picking up my phone, turning on the camera, pressing record, and actually making a video, because I was being too lazy just sitting at home all day watching YouTube videos instead of making YouTube videos myself. And I would say, oh, well, just because I don't have my laptop, so, I mean, my videos were never professional to begin with, and once again, I have never claimed to be a professional, but those were things that kept popping in my head as an excuse to not do them, and I would get so used to doing it that I would just end up doing nothing. So then I learned, okay, well, I've been doing YouTube videos off and on for more than 10 years, and I learned that the reason why I don't have the success on YouTube that so many other people have, where they'll get to millions of subscribers in less than a year or something like that, it's because I would never dedicate myself to it. And I would always, my brain would come up with so many excuses. Like, I would always be saying, oh no, you're so scared because everyone's gonna make fun of you. And it's like, well, Guess what? People have been making fun of me my entire goddamn life. What else is new? And I used to use that as a reason to never do anything, to never go and put myself out there on camera, because I would get into these depressive episodes where I would constantly be telling myself, "Oh, you're not good enough. Oh, everyone's gonna make fun of you because you can't grow a fucking beard." And by the way, that's the half Asian side of me that took over the facial hair department. um, and then I would always say, "Oh, well, I'll give you another good example about this." So, some people would say, "Oh, I didn't cut my hair." Like, I was so hesitant to get this haircut that I got because I used to look at my long hair as that's a part of my identity, because I would tell myself, I'm a guitar player. I want to be a musician. That has always been my number one dream. And yet, what the hell have I been doing? Not playing guitar and not fucking singing anything. Why? Because, and I'm not making the excuse for that shit no more, it's because it's because of the habit of your subconscious mind. Because what I have learned is it takes repetition. Because the first time you do something, your brain is going to be kicking and screaming, "No, I don't want to do it. No, 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 fuck you. I don't want to do it. 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 Fuck you. I'm not doing that." That is what would go on inside here, inside this prefrontal cortex all the time. That is what would happen. And so, let me give you another thing going on. So, before, I would, I used to think that I wasn't qualified to find a real job. I would drive for Uber and Lyft so much and put so many miles on a car that when I had 75,000 miles. Now, today, this car has at least 150,000 miles or somewhere in that range. And I got into an accident. Somebody hit my car. And, fingers crossed, God willing, and I'm only saying God willing because I'm not I'm not telling anyone what to believe in. That's my number one rule in life. Don't tell. You shouldn't have to tell anybody what to believe in. But, then again, that's my own fucking insecurity coming back out, saying just because I mentioned God in one sentence in one video, then everyone's going to make fun of me for all of this shit. But that's not it. And now I'm going to keep moving forward. See, I haven't made a video since the last video I made, and that was about my classmate who passed away, and I was very upset about that, and I'm not going into all the details because I already did that in my previous video. But, I was very upset, and I hit the record button, just to let all those feelings out. And that's when I learned, you're only going to do more damage to yourself the more you stuff things down. And how does it relate to this? Because you're stuffing down the excuses. Because I was telling myself, no, I don't want to make a video today because I don't have my equipment. I'm too broke. I'm too this. I'm too that. And that's why I feel like Nike truly has the best slogan of all time when they say just do it. Because you just do it. So you might be thinking, oh, well, because it's funny, because anytime you try to do something, your brain keeps giving you reasons to not do it, and you just have to push through all of that noise. That's what you have to do. You have to push through all of that noise. And, let me flip the camera over. So, yeah, this is my room. And right over there, where you see those two boxes, is where I would put my phone. But then I told myself no, because once I get over there, I'm gonna get too in my head again of reasons to not do it. So I said fuck it, because I was in my bed here, watching my television, watching YouTube videos, and then I told myself, no, I'm gonna make a video right fucking now, because if I don't do it, I'm never going to do it. And this is a good tip for anyone that wants to start a YouTube channel, because I feel like I lost my mojo, or whatever I had like 10 years ago in 2013, back when I was talking constantly about video game news and stuff like that. And now my hair is all messed up, but whatever. It is what it is. Everyone's hair gets messy. I would always tell myself, don't. And now I lost my goddamn train of thought. And this is why. This is why. It's because it feels like there are so many insecurities that have been built up in my head ever since the trauma that I went through with, my mom having a stroke and becoming homeless. I feel like that trauma is still in my brain, still unresolved. And even though mentally I'm in a much better place than I was back in 2021, I still have plenty of things to learn. And the only way to get better is to just move forward. Because I feel like over the last, since that trauma happened to me in 2021, I feel like it's a lot harder for me to speak in general. Like something snapped inside me, and I'm still trying to figure out how the fuck do I repair that. And then I told myself, well, the only way that you can do that is keep on recording YouTube videos. And this is the number one thing, because I'm very stubborn. I'm a Taurus. And so is my mom. You got to get through that thick skull of yours if you feel like you have that. And it takes a lot to admit that. But if you feel like you have, like you're very stubborn, and it takes a lot to push through your own ego to learn about that stuff. Because I honestly feel like it's hard for people to understand me, because I used to be, or at least I feel like my I don't know, my speech patterns were so much better 10 years ago than they are now. Because back then, old Jaren didn't know about all the shit that 2021 Jaren was going to go through. And goddamn it, I lost my fucking train of thought again. Because I remember before, like when the Xbox One and the PS4, when they were not out yet, but the hype was building up for them, I was so energetic. I was so fired up. But I think it's because I had a bunch of momentum going, because I was constantly making YouTube videos. And, it's like, because I was never great. I never want to call myself great. But then again, maybe that's my own ego getting in the way of not wanting to call myself great, because if I call myself great, then all of a sudden people are going to think I'm an egomaniacal piece of shit. And that me being able to say that out loud proves I still have a lot of shit to work on, because that thought about becoming egomaniacal, if I, pat myself on the back, all of a sudden that coming to the forefront immediately in my subconscious, that says I have a lot more work to do. So I guarantee you there's probably a shit ton of people that already clicked away after 1 minute, and I'm probably just wasting my fucking time. But the reason why I keep making videos like this when I can't do the other stuff, when I'm not live streaming video games, or I'm not recording myself playing guitar, or videos of myself trying to sing, or any of that stuff, it's because I want to document the journey of learning to become self-aware of all the things that are holding you back. And I don't know if there's going to be anyone that gets any value out of what I'm talking about, rambling on and on and on and on for fucking almost 20 minutes. But I feel like this is old school YouTube, because I started back in 2008 on a different channel before that got a copyright strike from a video of me playing GTA 4. There's going to be so many people that might think I'm fucking stupid. And before, I would have let that stop me from continuing. Like the reason you see so many breaks in between videos from me is because there's a lot of, I don't know, maybe I guess you could call this performance anxiety. I don't know, but it's like I feel like I would have an idea of what I'm going to talk about before, and then once I hit the record button, my brain starts going blank, and I keep trying to wing it and improvise my way through whatever topic I wanted to talk about. But the only way to improve is to stay consistent. So I'm going to stop talking, because it feels like I've already done enough, and maybe I wasted your time, maybe I didn't, but I'm going to make a promise to myself to stay more consistent. Just keep doing this, even as long as it takes. Like, even if all I can do is just continue making videos like this, doing videos like this, just me talking to the camera is a lot better than doing nothing at all. So, yeah, I might suck for a while at this, but you just have to keep practicing. Practicing being better at YouTube while recording these videos. That is the one thing that I plan on doing. All right, I'll see you next time if you still care. Bye-bye.